You Guyana, me Guyana, land of many waters with six races living together. You Guyana, me Guyana, land of many waters with six races living together. Essequibo, Berbice, and Demerara, the three counties that make her Guyana. Berbice, she gave us our great sons, Rohan Kanhai, Kofi and Dr. Jagan. Berbice, she gave us our great sons, Rohan Kanhai, Kofi and Dr. Jagan. Essequibo, well, with gold and diamond. Demerara City under PM Barnum. Essequibo, well, with gold and diamond. Demerara City under PM Barnum. You Guyana, me Guyana, land of many waters with six races living together. In her waters she gave us food, Bangamiri Hasa, Simpson Gilbaka. In her waters she gave us food, Bangamiri Hasa, Simpson Gilbaka. On her land she grow us bread, plantain cassava, rice and sugar. Those are a few that Guyana grew to feed her children like me and you. Fully and black man, Portuguese and white man, Chinese and Bob man, Alawi one. Fully and black man, Portuguese and white man, Chinese and Bob man, Alawi one. You Guyana, me Guyana, land of many waters with six races living together. Come on, man. Ah, beautiful. You Guyana, me Guyana, land of many waters with six races living together.
All right, hey, guess what? It's just about 44 minutes after 12 o'clock. If you're now joining us, as we promised, we are going to go live in New Amsterdam. That's where we're taking our cameras this morning. Well, it's afternoon now. Sorry about that. And so we are. Sorry about that. Yeah, and so we are currently broadcasting. We have our crew out there in New Amsterdam. You'll get to hear a little bit about them, what they're about, and we want to find out what's happening on the ground in New Amsterdam, because you do know that the PPP is having sleepless nights. The PPP is having sleepless nights, sleepless days, whatever it is, and we want to ensure that we keep this campaign, this momentum going, as upbeat, as very energized as it is right now. We have the candidates. We will be speaking with some of the candidates there in Amsterdam, as well as we want to go other places to speak with other candidates. And this is to just expose and to reveal that the PPP has no proper policy. They have no proper plan for these townships. And we want to ensure that they remain in the hands of the folks right now. Let's go in New Amsterdam. We have some of our folks on the ground there. If our operator can, we just show you guys New Amsterdam, beautiful New Amsterdam. A lot of you may know the Kanji Bridge, thanks to the PNC, thanks to Bornum for that Kanji Bridge. lots of things that the PNC under Burnham and so forth, they're still standing, they're still strong. They're not overnight bridges and these sort of things, overnight roads. I always try to talk about the Linden Soosdijk Highway, the best. And look, the long lasting. Look at those highways. Look at the Quarantine Highway. Look at number 19 Road. And some of those folks from Borbisa, New Amsterdam, tell you about the number 19 Road. Always dark and these sort of things. Always dark. But thankfully, the coalition got in there and they were able to make things better. And while we get our guys, our camera guys are setting up there in New Amsterdam, whilst they're setting up there in New Amsterdam, let me just, and I'm going to ask them when they come on to explain where this stuff is really. Where is this? Next to where? I know this particular area, heading over to where multilateral school is and so forth. But let me find out from these guys what's happening, because the PPP, we cannot, and I repeat, we cannot allow the PPP to take control of New Amsterdam, Linden, Georgetown, or wherever. We were actually here with some of the candidates, the guys who are on the ground. They are on the ground, they're doing the groundworks, and we want you guys who are listening to us, wherever you are, if you're in New Amsterdam, hello. Especially if you're in Pitt Street. I remember Pitt Street. One of the guys, I bought a yacht in Boots many years ago, and they got some change from me. They owe me some stuff right there in Pitt Street. I got to go and see if any of them cross over. And if they cross over, I need change. If them ain't cross over, they could keep the change. All right, so let's see what's happening here now. New Amsterdam is in the house, and nobody's wearing red. We're starting off on the right track. Good afternoon, guys.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, and so we want our listeners to know that we are in New Amsterdam right now. We are talking to the folks. J.R. Crawford promised that he was going to walk from Alnis all the way to New Amsterdam. Well, he didn't do it. He just didn't do it. He drove. Good morning, lady and gentlemen. How are you guys doing?
We're doing all right.
All right, good to know. And you guys, let me just take the time out to say how much we appreciate you guys taking time out from your busy schedule to be here, because we see that you guys are on the ground, you're doing your work, and let me say kudos to all of you. But I just want to start off with the first person, and nobody would ever guess who is the first person I will allow to speak this morning. With all due respect to the deputy mayor and so forth and so on, Rastaman, how are you, sir?
Bless, brother, bless.
Yeah, if we can get you a little closer, so we can hear from. Good morning to you, sir. How are you doing?
I'm fine, sir. How are you?
All right, good. You starting off for us. What's happening in New Amsterdam, and how is it important that you guys continue to ensure that victory is a must for the APNU PNC?
Which is a must to PNUFC collaborate PNC.
We're getting a feedback. If somebody can move away or something like that, so somebody is closer to you guys. You guys will have to separate a little. Yeah, sorry about that to our listeners. But go ahead, sir. Your name, please.
My name is Oceano Blake, also known as Ezzy.
Yes, sir. Ezzy, good to see you. Good to have you on our program this morning. Talk to us about the ground. What's going on there, sir?
Well, on the ground right now is a hustle and a bustle with the PPP with this local government election. If it wasn't for local government election, we didn't see the PPP in this town. The love and the care they said they got for us all of a sudden, where was it 23 years gone by? Simple, okay, put aside 23 years, you come in 2020. Why it took you 3 years after to come to New Amsterdam? 3 years after 2020 to come to New Amsterdam and say you want to transform the town, develop the town, and you got the youth's future in hand. The youth's future in hand is contracts to clean gutter. This is the best you could offer them. You could have come to them better on the table. They deserve better because this is the ancient town. And if you use the central government and you saying if we only vote for you, then you're gonna do things for us, then it's be telling me about right just for you to do things for us. You come to build a park. You build a park. You notify the citizenry of the town that you're building a park. Just you don't build the park, the tongue flood out, double flood. You have to install a pump, even to the pump, was yet. So, me really know ways it all about it. Just running here, there, and everywhere. Helter skelter. No plan, nothing. Trying to know with we plan with revision for executing differently on the DNA. But it can't happen the way. The youths of today know what's up and know what's up. Some changing working. Our economy, we gotta be dealt different. We gotta be treated different. This is the time with this new administration in the council, we have to set the trend straight and hold them accountable for everything what gotta happen in New Amsterdam. Can't hold back no subvention or nothing. You gotta give the tongue what the tongue need so jobs can execute.
Well said. Well said, Ezzy. We like that. We like the beginning. And we're glad that you have mentioned that for 23 years, they haven't done anything for the town. For the 3 years that they have been installed into office, where were they? Suddenly, they're jumping off their helicopters, their political helicopters, pretending that they care about the people on Main Street. They care about the people at Pitt Street. They care about the people in Angois Avenue. The PVP just do not care. They do not care. Thank you for reminding us. We'll get back to you, Ezzy. I see you have a lot of people who know who you are in New Amsterdam. Ezzy, they're saying big up to Ezzy. And Mr. Deputy Mayor, just you guys, and I see Mr. Javan. Is it Mr. Javan? Yep, Stephen, how are you? I'm seeing all of you. A lot of you guys got old, man. You guys got old, you know. Let's go to the female, please. Good morning, ma'am. How are you?
Good morning. I'm doing all right.
Talk to us a little bit about the tongue from a woman's perspective, a female perspective, and because we know that that has been a serious problem for 20 something years, no jobs, no nothing, and not just for females, but for young people in general. How do you feel about the PPP now, as we would say, pomposetting themselves as though they care about New Amsterdam, when in fact the evidence and the record shows they do not care? Let's hear from you, please, ma'am. And your name, please, again.
My name is Tamita August, representing constituency number 7, ranging from overwinning to Glasgow Housing Scheme. Well, from a female perspective, um, I would have seen that um, women are now taking up roles in society. In this local government election, um, a lot of young people um, are basically just being on the roadways, using drugs, um, and they're not really doing anything for themselves. Um, I think better can be done. A lot of young people sometimes who would have went to school um, and came out and they're not being employed because of political status, I would think. And I think that can be changed.
Yep, I got you, and we do support you guys 100% with that statement that you've made, that the people, the young people, females, and so forth, have been neglected under the PPP regime for 23 years. They never cared about the township. They didn't give a damn. They didn't give a damn about young people. The New Amsterdam Technical Institute, the Multilateral School, BHS, and all these other schools have been run down. The primary schools, the nursery schools, all run down under the PPP regime. It's only now they're pretending as though they care about the township. I recall Angois Avenue and all those other places. The PPP just didn't give a damn about those places. Thank you so much for reminding us about that. But before we get to Mr. The Honorable Deputy Mayor, Honorable Deputy Mayor, let's get to over on the other side where J.R. Crawford is. We got that gentleman sitting right there. Good morning to you, sir. How are you?
Good morning to you.
Yes, good morning.
So Mark, can I start? Uh,
Yep, somebody's mic is muted, but go ahead.
Yeah, Alexander
Go ahead.
Mark. Mute that other mic. Mr. Mark.
That's all right. Good.
George Ingson.
Yeah.
Mute the mic.
That's okay, sir. It's okay. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
George Ingson from Sanford Village, West County Borders. That's right by Caracas. That's an Asian village too. You know that. Sanford is one of the forest village in Guyana. And that is number one for White Bar Caracas. So it's a lot of things going down where everybody is here, everybody can feel it, and where taxpayers' money are actually using to bribe the own same taxpayers to come on board to join the government. So a lot of money, a lot of taxpayers' money are spending to buy taxpayers to join the government. And if you do not, you get victimized. There's, if you sign up to be part of the PPP movement, you get your work done. Let me say I'm in Sanford. If the person sign up to vote for PPP, their work is gonna done. The farmland is gonna clean, the drain is gonna done for them. The past gonna do that is done members of the PPP and the stronghold of the PNC left back. So we must watch and see the PPP supporter are elevating, and we must feel kind of like grudge. And they say to us like, you don't work hard, you work smart. I don't know what that meant. So actually the same where it's red. Even the VC region, his name is Broad, he's telling me get over with the rest of the guys because there is no opposition. I said, what you saying? There's always an opposition in the country. Just like how you was an opposition. So we use opposition. So the members that sign over for them, we have a couple well guys sign over for them and all the work done. They have a bulldozer in there 8 months. But some businesses we see Broads in the region working with a guy named Horatio Semple. And they have a lot of machines in there. And this bulldozer in Sanford working for the PPP members and some type of 8 months, that means some plural business is going down because they have to plural this machine that they get. So this 8 months and no work is not happening for PPP members. So they're doing this work for themselves that we can get jealous. And then they have a machine, a truck that do sewage, and they take this sewage stuff and dump it in the village community. And that's not healthy as well. That's not healthy.
All right. So one of the things. Sorry about that. One of the things that we have gotten from you is the fact that the PPPC is basically going into communities, and they're attempting to bribe young people. And I'm glad that a lot of young people are basically saying no to the bribery. They're sticking to their choice.
Yeah.
They do not want to be part of the PPP's bribery. Good. We're glad that you have made that point lucidly clear. Let us go over to some other folks that we see there, and we just want to acknowledge J.R. Crawford. He's here as well. J.R. ensured that he's down there with the crew. Let's go over to the Honorable Deputy Mayor, Mr. Wainwright McIntosh. Good morning to you, sir, again. We're glad that you guys are here as a team. As a team. Let us hear what's going on. What are some of the activities you guys have leading up to the elections, local government elections, that people can look forward for you guys on the ground, doing all of the groundworks?
Hi, Mark. Thank you for facilitating this process here today, Friday. I notice you're actually preempting the general elections as soon as we would have concluded the local government elections. All right, on a more important note, we have several activities planned leading up to June 12th, our local government elections date, which would have set. As for now, we will continue to visit every single citizen of New Amsterdam, every single citizen of New Amsterdam throughout the 7 constituency on a daily basis. Coupled with that, we will be having community meetings at different locations, ranging from constituency 1 through 7, so as to sensitize and make citizens become much more aware or enlightened as it relates to their rights and responsibility as citizens to go out there on June 12th to cast their votes. Additionally, while these interaction sessions are important, is for us to dispel the untruth that is being peddled by the PPP.
And in fact, you're correct, Mr. Deputy Mayor. For those who are now joining us, we have the candidates for the upcoming local government elections. They are in New Amsterdam right now, and these are some of the people that you should go out and vote for in New Amsterdam. The PPP must not be able to get their way at all in that beautiful town. Let's hear from Mr. Javon Stevens. Thank you, Mr. Deputy Mayor. We'll get
Thank you
back to
very
you
much.
shortly. Mr. Javon Stevens, good morning. Let's hear some of the plans in terms of ensuring that the PPP doesn't get its way. We know that they're not going to get their way at all, but we just don't want to be complacent. Good morning and welcome to the show, sir.
Okay, good morning, Mark. Thank you for having us.
Sure.
Mark, first and foremost, I think you need to check your Facebook and accept my friend request. I need to be more in tune with you on a daily basis.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Mark, it's a very exciting time in New Amsterdam. Very exciting. As you walk across the streets of New Amsterdam, machinery that you never envisioned would be in New Amsterdam are presently in New Amsterdam. But do not be fooled. The citizens are not being fooled. When you walk and talk with citizens, they understand exactly what is happening. There is 27 persons wearing red in New Amsterdam. 27 out of 14,000. What we will continue to do is to meet these people on a daily basis to ensure they understand the truth. It is no lies that PNC referred to the word New Amsterdam. It's referred to as a PNC town. But not only as a PNC town, the people understand that the PPP has neglected New Amsterdam for many years. So this political ploy now to come and do a street here, put a pump there. Our own town council, our own councils over the past years was championing for these same things to happen. Central government for the past 3 years has refused, neglected, and even embarrassed the town of New Amsterdam as it relates to subventions, etc. So nothing that PP is doing now is special. Not anything special. I personally believe in empowerment. We have in New Amsterdam across the region 10-day workers. I was formerly Director of Health Services on the APNU. And after we give it office, the same PP government sent home over 100 trained employees. Whereas they were trained as pharmaceutical assistants, community health workers, etc. They were sent home, only to be recalled months after as 10-day worker, placed in libraries and different parts of the region. I call it a hush project. It is a project to hush citizens. You get 10-day work, stay quiet, but these same persons need adequate training so that they become more marketable, employable. The PNC had believed in empowerment and training. Only this new council come June 12th, when we are elected to serve New Amsterdam. One of the things that this council will focus on is the employment of young people, empowerment, training of young people. We don't believe in hush projects, and the PPP is doing right now.
Lots and lots of Mr. Javon Stevens, lots and lots of rush programs for the optics, like you have said and others have said. For 23 years they have neglected that tongue. The people of New Amsterdam are not they're not unintelligent people. They know what's going on, and they know that the PPP is about to swar them. But the good thing for the people of New Amsterdam, they don't take swar easily. Maybe a couple of them have been sworn. Just a couple. Maybe we can count them on our maybe about 10 or 9 of them. We know who they are. But let's get to Miss Polly. I see Polly Ann there. Is she there? Let's hear a little bit. Yeah, she is there. Yeah. Good morning, Polly Ann is always very, very busy, like others as well. And let's hear a little from Polly Ann Schultz. She's a counselor. There she goes, always willing and ready.
Good morning, man.
Good morning. Let's hear right off the bat. I don't even have to ask you a question because you're always willing and ready. The PPP is giving the impression that they're doing something for the people of New Amsterdam when in fact they're not. You are on the ground every single day. Talk to us, please.
Okay, good morning, Mark. Good morning, our viewers. In my opening statement, I would like to say thank you to New Amsterdam. Thank you to our supporters. Thank you for your continued support. Mark, as I would have mentioned, we were on the ground every day. It's a joy and a privilege to be out there. The people are receiving us well. We're being well received. They're so happy to see us. The people are begging us, literally begging us to be out there as we continue our work on the ground to win the 2023 local government election in New Amsterdam.
Lots and lots of work, and this fake news coming from the PPP that a lot of people are crossing over, a lot of people are wearing red, that is simply not true.
Simply not true, as Comrade Stevens would have mentioned. We can count them on our fingers, and we don't even need to count them. To be honest, we are not seeing them. That is not our focus. Our focus is winning our township, maintaining the win in our township, maintaining our support base, and continue doing our work. So they're the least when it comes to our interests.
The least indeed, and I really do appreciate you guys taking time out to talk about these things. But before we go back to each individual to have their closing remarks, because it's short and sweet, to sensitize people on social media as well, those who are from New Amsterdam but are not there right now, to call their friends, call their relatives, and let them prepare to go out and vote on June 12th for the APNU PNC. You can't miss it. Just click on that box, APNU PNC. Were you surprised, Miss Polly Ann Schultz? Were you surprised when the PPP actually put a playground over a swampy area, a swampy area, as opposed to maybe Bornham Park and so forth? Were you surprised, ma'am?
Mark, it's not surprising, it's disturbing, because we have several parks within the township that we would have asked for help to maintenance, and we basically haven't gotten any support from central government or even the region. As for me, you would say it's a park. For me, it's the newly commissioned swimming pool, because it's always underwater, you know. So I don't see it as a park. I see it as our new swimming pool within the region.
It looks like a swimming pool indeed. Continue. You have time, Miss Polly Ann. Don't be afraid.
Yes. So as we're on the ground working, we continue to engage our citizens. We continue to engage our supporters. And you would have mentioned the park, and I said several parks. For example, we have the Bornham Park that would have started under APNU. Monies were allotted for that park. I don't know what is the hold up until now, but that project is being stymied there. Under the PPP again, we have the Esplanade Park. We need some help at that park also. Nothing is being done. The Bornham Park, And those facilities were all upgraded under the APNU AFC government, under the PPP government. They were all neglected because the municipality basically cannot afford to finance those parks. And we've been calling on central government for help, and we're not getting any help. And so here it is, they come with this new swimming pool that they want us to believe, and trying to fool our people that is such a beautiful park, and we must actually stay away from the parks we have to go to in that swimming pool. How are we going to do that? Does it make any sense?
I'm glad that you've mentioned that it's actually a swimming pool, and the fact that New Amsterdam does have other parks, other playgrounds that you guys through the council have been asking in terms of central government to do something about. They have ignored those playgrounds. They have ignored those parks. They have denied young people that opportunity to go out and play and have fun. But yet they go and created a new playground in a swamp. This swimming pool that you have rightfully mentioned, for the tune of maybe about $100 million. I don't know. I don't know. Pollyann, let's go back to the deputy mayor as we prepare for our closing remarks here. Mr. Deputy Mayor.
Yes, Mark.
Yeah, the fact that Councillor Schultz just mentioned that there are other parks in New Amsterdam that the PPP has neglected, didn't want to do any sort of work with, denied the young people that opportunity. They denied any subvention given to the councillor for these things, but yet they come up with a brand new so-called playground in an area that is questionable. Your take on that, sir?
Personally, what we're seeing there is the lack of a sustainable plan. Successive governments in developed countries, if, for example, the Bormine ground, that's the ground around 60 Stanley Town area there, under the AP and UAFC government, that ground was upgraded with well-fenced, including concrete chain link, and for the post, they use the galvanized post, which speaks to durability over years. Apart from that, that ground was outfitted with lighting facility, bleachers, and of course, a modernized stage. Now, and washroom facilities. Now, after 2020, that particular facility was neglected. In my view, had there been, if it was a caring government, those facilities, not only Bornham Park, Bormine Ground, the play field in Tugbor Park area there, which was also resuscitated under the AP and UAFC, those should have been budgeted for by the Ministry of Youth and Sports. If they so care, these facilities should have been well maintained and not to be allowed to degradate, right? And I constantly keep emphasizing, with the little resources the municipality has to work with, we stretch that or that the resources far wide and thin. So as to ensure we bring development to New Amsterdam in whatever little way, and if we can do what we're doing with that meager sum, how much more will we be able to do for our citizens through the support of central government? So there is a disconnect, and as Javon would have mentioned, New Amsterdam is very interesting around this period, simply because it's the local government elections period, and the PPP wants to conquer the tongue of New Amsterdam.
And they should be able to come to the tongue of New Amsterdam. What is it? It's 15 minutes after 1 o'clock. We have the candidates out there in New Amsterdam. This is a fight back. It's it's an easy fight. The PPP can't even come close, and we all know that. But there's no room for complacency. Those candidates are busy on the ground. Pollyann, Ezzy, Javon, and the deputy mayor, and everyone. A lot more other folks are not here today. We will be speaking with them sometime, maybe early next week as well, to give every candidate an opportunity to speak with you. But let us have closing remarks from this candidate. I'm sorry. Yeah. Thank you so much, ma'am. I'll remember your name. You will soon be elected there. Let us hear from you in the event that I haven't asked you anything as to why folks should go out and vote APNU, PNC, and to maintain that control of the township. Your closing remarks, please, ma'am.
Hi, I think persons should come out and vote for APNU because under APNU there would have been a lot of development. In my area, our roads were terrible for how many years? Persons would not even want to take you to Edinburgh. But under the APNU government, our roads was restored. Um, in Glasgow Housing Scheme, some of the work was started under the APNU AFC government, but at the return of the PPP government, those roads was at a standstill. It is still there in terrible conditions and nothing is basically being done. And the present councillor for that area is under the PPP. And their new councillor is now telling people to vote for him and he will ensure that the roads will be done when the present council is from them and nothing was being done during that time. So persons would be able to see for themselves that under the APNU, a lot of development was being done as what others might say, well, nothing was being done, but who has eyes can see that things were being done. And I think persons would come out and vote for APNU because they can see what was being done under that administration.
And I do thank you for that. The evidence is glaring that under the coalition, the APNU AFC coalition, you see evidence of work being done. But the PPP is just hopping into these areas now, doling out a couple of red T-shirts and giving it to individuals. But I was told that some of those individuals have already thrown those red T-shirts in the garbage. Pollyann has been working tirelessly. It is as though she works for 107.1 FM. She sends in all of the evidence every time. She said, Mark, look a T-shirt here. Mark, look a box of food here. Oh, Mark, look, they drop their slippers and run away. All these things. Thank you so much, Pollyann Scholes, Honorable Councillor there. Thank you for what you do and sending in those evidence to us. Your closing remarks, Ms. Scholes, as it pertains to people going out and vote on June 12th.
So, Mark, I would like to encourage our citizens, our supporters, continue supporting the Partnership for National Unity. Come out and vote. We're the winning team, and we got New Amsterdam. Without APNU, there is no New Amsterdam. PPP has no good for this town. All they're thinking about is their self gains, and we're not thinking about that. They're thinking about self gains and grab. We're about our citizens and working for the people of the township in New Amsterdam. Thank you.
Absolutely. And people have tremendous confidence, yes, that you guys are going to deliver. We here at 107.1 FM will ensure that you guys be out there as well to deliver for the people. And now, since you are an unofficial member of 107.1, Miss Pollyann, I should let the people know day and night. Is my phone just goes off. Information. You're like the new information officer out there for the Town Council. Thank you so much for what you do. Let's go to Ezzy. Ezzy, lots of people are saying hi to you. You seem to be the most popular guy out there in New Amsterdam, and everybody's hi Ezzy. Hi Ezzy. Ezzy, talk to us, please. Your closing remarks as to why people should ignore the PPP. We know they're doing that, but why should people go out there on June 12th and it's important to vote APNU PNC?
Okay, it's simple. History tells you, if you don't know where you're coming from, you can't know where you're going to. PPP closed bore mine, PPP moved the hospital, they shut down the stelling. Disenfranchised youths from getting employment from Rosal Estate Training Community Center to bore mine, the entire estates. They close all these things. Many homes break up, many fathers separate from wife, can't maintain the children. This time APNU come about, shed a new light, a new vision to the people, a new purpose for the youths them to live, open their eyes, take away, they coming back to power 2020 and dismantle everything. Streets lights now are off, they ask you to put on, that's why you gotta push your hand in your pocket and pay for it to go on because they ain't interested. So the youths of today, who are you speaking with? Understand and realize reality kicking in on the ground. So they know that the green machine on the ground working for them. And they are willing and ready June 12th to come out and represent green. 100 straight. Ain't nothing new, ain't nothing changing. No way red, all the way green. One love, my people, one love. Just come out June the 12th and do what you gotta do and live in control.
We like that. People do love and appreciate that pure message here coming from Ezzy. Who is representing the Angois Avenue area?
That candidate isn't here today, unfortunately.
Unfortunately, Mark, that candidate isn't here today.
Yeah, but that's
Maybe on
okay.
another program.
Pollyanna, I know you'll find that candidate for us here on 107.1.
Yes,
I know
yes.
you will find it.
That
Because
candidate,
the reason I ask about
unfortunately,
that
couldn't be here.
is that I want to find out what is happening out there in Angois Avenue because the PPP giving impression, and we know it's a false impression. We want to hear what's happening. And Angois Avenue is close to my heart. I have lots of folks that I know there, done a lot of programs out there in Angois Avenue, and I know those people wouldn't just put on their red T-shirt, and they're not. So I wanted to hear from the candidate from that area. Let us get to Mr. Javon Stevens. And Javon, let me just ensure that when we get Javon's, that Mr. Stevens would know that I will add you on Facebook. I will add you. Yeah. Let us get your closing remarks and urging and motivating people to go out and vote on June 12th. Vote APNU PNC. Ignore the propaganda, the lies of the PPP series. Go
All
ahead,
right,
sir.
first and foremost, Mark, on behalf of the APNU in New Amsterdam, we must first apologize to citizens because we would have made mistakes in the past. So we need to own up to that and accept that we made mistakes, but we are still the better choice. We are committed to working with the people, for the betterment of New Amsterdam. We will make mistakes along the way, but the learning process, what we want to do come after June 12th is to have more interactive sessions with residents, planning sessions with small groups in the town, so as to ensure the township or residents don't feel ownership to our projects and programs. It must not be done in isolation. So, I just want to urge all New Amsterdam to make the right choice, make the only positive choice. Vote APNU come June 12th, 2023. It's that simple.
Well said, Mr. Stevens. There's no such thing as a perfect government, but there is something as a very dictatorial regime, and the PPPC has been so dictatorial for 23 years. They've neglected the township, as Ezzy have said, and someone else said that they destroyed the New Amsterdam hospital. They destroyed the Stelling from Rosignol to New Amsterdam. They destroyed the roads. They destroyed the schools. They destroyed the technical institute. They destroyed almost every single thing in that township. But what they weren't able to do was to destroy the people. The people are standing strong, and we salute all of you. Now, who hasn't done their closing remarks? Let's get to the young man out from Kanji.
Oh, yeah, George, Miss Kanji.
Kanji, where is our Kanji guy? And for those of you who are watching and listening, thank you all so much. Spread the word. We're not done yet with the program. Spread the word. Spread the word.
Yeah, so
Yes,
We
sir.
on the ground, as we on the ground presently now for a couple of days, and we with our green, everybody actually supporting us, and they actually feel good seeing us. That some people inside saying, "Oh, I want to know where were you people? We were studying what's going on. We happy to see you because we were thinking like the red is this ball is too hard," which when they was bluffing. So when they see the green now, they pull back their shell. But the green is on all the time. It's no fear. I don't think I should even talk about the red because this is our land. And if one gone, another one is gonna born. So we here still same way, switching, snitch. Not everybody do the same. But if you know your history, as they say, you would stay in the game because they all free lands. I don't know, and then they take over land and be like Dubai. But it's not gonna happen in Guyana. And it's not gonna happen in Borbize, in New Amsterdam, sir. So and for the ghetto, they stay strong. Patrick Dam, Cover Dam, they stay strong all the time. I could talk to them a little bit because I passed through there and passed straight up to Sandport. So the people are happy to see us and tell them don't fear because we go house to house and we met them and don't get these guys winning this place because they're looking for the lands and which land is not paid for, which land is the problem in the court, they take it.
Gotcha.
Right? Because that's what they teach them inside. They teach them see where you can get land, go land, buy places.
They want a thief indeed, and I'm glad that you've made that point very clear that ghetto youths and so forth, if we can put it that way, are not enticed by the PPP's propaganda. And we're glad that you guys are here to talk about the story, to expose what's happening in the township of New Amsterdam and the fact that the people are strong. They're strong, they're together, and they're not voting for the PPP regime, the corrupt PPP regime. Thankful that come June 12th, that the PPP is going to get not only a beating, they're going to get a sound trashing in New Amsterdam.
Yes, you're right.
Let's just leave the final word for. I know J.R. Crawford is there. He'll be back on Bench Up Radio later on. But this is about the candidates and so forth. But we can't leave out J.R. Crawford and not say thank you. J.R., can we say a big thank you to you because you were able to. He's probably gone. Javon, if he's still there. Yeah, Mr. Crawford, we thank you so much for this, what you have done this morning. We are expecting to do more. Mr. Crawford will be traveling up to Skeldon as well sometime next week so that we can see all of the candidates there in Skeldon. I know this is a surprise to JR that he's going to Skeldon next week. But thank you so much, JR. Can we get the closing remarks from the deputy mayor? Unless you have something to say, JR. Go ahead, sir.
No, all I have to say that I'm very proud of the response from the team here in New Amsterdam and the discussion of the plans that lay ahead with this current group. All are positive for every citizen, and that's the important thing. They're not only speaking about the PPP supporters; they're more interested in everybody being beneficiaries to the projects and the ideas that are being set out for. Unlike the PPP, they're looking after their supporters or who, are inclined to be soup drinkers. These folks are here talking about everybody in New Amsterdam, and I think Javon had alluded to the 14,000. So they're not talking about PNC supporters. They're talking about the citizens around the New Amsterdam area. Everybody must benefit across the board, and that is what we are supposed to do as leaders in our communities and upstairs, not to be selective. Absolutely. So that's about it for me. And I am not in this. This is not my program. This is for the folks in New Amsterdam and the surrounding areas. So, I thank you for giving us the opportunity to be on the platform to educate and put our messages out front there.
Absolutely, and we thank you too, Mr. Crawford. Mr. Crawford will be heading to Skeldon, Corriverton next week, and then we may probably send him to Bartica. We got to, put him in a minibus, send him to Bartica, send him to Linden. He's all over now. He's our on-the-ground correspondent, and of course, Paulianne Schultz, the counselor there, and the candidate will be right there in New Amsterdam for us. 2:00 in the morning, ping, a message from Paulianne. 3:00 in the morning, a message. Oh, gosh. Mr. Deputy Mayor, closing remarks for you, sir. I see that they're a few folks who are saying, a few folks are saying that you got to watch the ballot boxes, because the PPP, they have a history of rigging and cheating. I hope you guys are going to be watching the ballot boxes. Your closing remarks, Mr. McIntosh, Deputy Mayor.
Yes, thank you very much, Mark. I want to say to all of Guyana, it's the local government election season. I want to urge all residents to be watchful um, in every step of the way, not to take anything for granted, and let's go out there to amalgamate our efforts, our energies to champion the cause of every Guyanese citizen in every local democratic organ or area. So I want to say a hearty thanks to all of our supporters and even to those persons who have not been so much forthcoming with their support. It, it's actually education for us. And so we do thank you as well, but please think critically, vote right, vote smart, APNU for all of Guyana. I thank you so much.
And the people are thankful for that as well. One of the things that I was going to ask our, not J.R. Crawford, because Crawford doesn't like to walk, ask Pollyann if at some point in time, right after this year, we can get to see what's happening in the streets. For those who haven't gone to New Amsterdam for a while, if you have internet access outside of this building, give us a little walk around the town. If your phone can reach all the way to Pitt Street, let us see what's going on, Miss Pollyann.
Okay, Mark, certainly we'll arrange that for next week
Oh, we're
on
doing it next week.
our upcoming program.
We're not doing it today. We're doing it next week. We can't
Yes,
get it.
on our upcoming program next week, we'll have that in place. All right.
Oh, when you see that, I mean you're rushing off somewhere for some meeting somewhere and you're busting us off. We got you guys though, but feel free to come again. You guys are welcome here as always. And we are very thankful for this opportunity to hear what's happening in that beautiful township of New Amsterdam. Thank you all so much. You did a great job.
Thank you so much, Mark, for accommodating us too.
Looking forward to see some of the other candidates out there in New Amsterdam. Thank you all so much.
Yes, thanks. Thank you too.
Okay, Mark.
Have a
Have a
blessed
good
day.
day.
Yes. Thank you all. Well, we're not going anywhere as yet. I don't want us to go anywhere. We got to be in Georgetown. We got to be in Linden. We got to be in Bartica. We're going to be all over this local government elections because the PPPC must get licks like peas. Licks like peas. Forget about the bluff. The bluff is basically, and I watched somebody commented about the fact that the PPP wants to rig the local government elections. We can't put that past them, They're riggers. And with capital R, they are riggers. And we have to stand up. We have to be strong. We have to monitor them. And those of you who are, those of you who are monitoring on elections day will be monitoring the ballot boxes. Don't take no swar from the PPPC, to tell you I'll go out and buy some food and come back just now. Man, go and get something to drink now. That is when they do the rigging. They stop the ballot boxes. They do all these sort of things. Do not leave your position. Walk with your roti, walk with your puri, walk with your bake, walk with your coconut with sugar, whatever it is. Walk with a bottle of water, a bottle of swank. Do not go anywhere because when you fall for that swar, that is when they get you. That is when they stop the ballot boxes. And all these manner of things, they're good at stuffing ballot boxes. They're very good. Jack Dave and all of them are good at stuffing ballot boxes. Why do you guys think they don't want the elections petitions to be heard? Why do you guys think they don't want the elections? I ask the question again. Why do you guys think they don't want, why do you guys think they don't want the elections petitions to be heard? It is because they know they have rigged the 2020 general and regional elections. And now again they're coming, and they're coming with a couple of sellouts. A couple of sellouts to say that, look, people are wearing red. That is not true. Again, it is not true. All across New Amsterdam, you walk. All across New Amsterdam, you're not seeing people in red. It's only a couple of hustlers, Barbara and whatever else, just a couple of hustlers. Flatfoot hustlers who do not mean anything good for the township of New Amsterdam. Seriously, do you think folks like Barbara of all person, Barbara from Togborg to Vrijmenzorven to nowhere really stable, but all over the place. Look, I'm not laughing at her, but at her age, she's just basically hustling. It's a hustle. How are you going to hustle, right? And how they're going to take somebody like Barbara? They have no respect for Barbara. Barbara, if you're listening, look, and I know you listen, you fold up in a corner and you listen, right? They have no respect for you. They get you cleaning chicken. Just imagine you're a former mayor. You're a former mayor, right? And they get you cleaning chicken at Freedom House. You sit down on the ground cleaning chicken. Well, we know you had a handbag next to you. I'm not going to accuse you of putting 1 and 2 chicken in your handbag. Even if you did, you had every right because you're hustling right now. At this age, you're hustling. Nothing, you did nothing when you were young enough, but at this age, almost 80, you're hustling. But it's how you're hustling. What are you doing to yourself? Selling out your dignity, whatever little there is, for a cup of soup? Shame on you, Barbara. And don't think that others are following you. Others are not following you. They're not. And when you listen to these stories of these individuals, it's like, oh, the coalition never do nothing for me. That's what they say. It's all about them. But when they were in positions, you think they cared about you? When Barbara was an MP. You think she cared about you guys? When she was a mayor. Mayor. I'm sorry. I got to go to the mayor. When she was a mayor, right? Did she do anything for even Tuckbuck Park, where she lived for all those years? Nobody. She didn't care about anybody. So when she was in a position to help, she didn't help. When she was member of parliament, she didn't do nothing. And I repeat, nothing for you guys. Absolutely nothing. Never did. You think she's going to come to you guys now with sad story? Brenda Casey, I said she was a mayor. A mayor. I never said anything else. She was the mayor of New Amsterdam. Y'all don't put words in my mouth. She was a mayor of New Amsterdam. All right? Y'all ain't going to trap me. I said nothing else. Absolutely nothing else. I don't want Barbara, anybody running around with a tattoo of my face on her arm. Sorry. No, Mark, stop it. All right. There was a press conference, I'm told. The AFC has a press conference coming up, I believe. But I don't know what time is that press conference. I wanted to just have us hop over to that press conference. I'm monitoring what's going on, but I'm not seeing anything. I wanted you guys to, because we want to give you as much information as possible. As much information as possible. And that's what we will be doing. We'll be going around in Corriverton, we'll be in Linden, we'll be in Georgetown, we'll be in Bartica, we'll be all over. Brenda Casey, I don't know. Brenda, do you sleep? Seriously, do you sleep, Brenda? And others? You guys are political junkies. And I say junkie in a nice sense. We're not abusing her, because I'm a political junkie too. I don't sleep. Right away, I said I'm waiting for the AFC's press conference. Brenda said it's 4 o'clock. Then Rhonda Lane also. All of you guys are political junkies. Michelle Lampkin is asking a mischievous question here. AFC still about? Yeah, they're still about. People named Bucky Deb. Well, Bucky Deb is a relative of mine. Hi, Bucky Deb. How are you? All of you guys. Let me see. What else we can talk about before we go? I know y'all don't want to go. Y'all are bored, right? And I don't want to go as well. I can stick with you guys for a couple of minutes more. And please, guys, don't go around the place putting tattoo of my face on your arm. Please. Do not do that. I met a lot of people around the lane and know why I said put a tattoo of my face on your arm. Don't do it. Brendan, all these folks don't know what's going on. People like Debbie and all of them, Bucky Deb, Michelle Lampkin, and all of them know what's going on. Charlene, they know exactly. Nobody has ever done that to me, man. Miss Ben Shop and beats Scott Ben Shop. Naughty Mark. All right, so what else is it that we can talk about? Get it back on track. You know, I just had to get a little piece of information out in a very sly way. So let us touch on the ambassador, U.S. ambassador to Guyana. Today's farewell, and after that, that's it. It's goodbye. She's gone, and I'm almost certain that Nicole will be confirmed, maybe by today or by Monday, the latest. I'm not sure. And Nicole should be the, she is supposed to be the incoming ambassador to Guyana. And we will see where that goes. But today is the farewell. Farewell for Sarah Ann Lynch. Sarah Ann Lynch. Today is her farewell. She's gone by this weekend. And she's gone by this weekend. And Nicole will be in, hopefully soon. You know, folks have been asking about this situation here with the permanent secretary. They've gone quiet, and this is what the PPPC loves to do. Whenever there's a controversy, they usually go back in at Freedom House or wherever, and they say, don't worry, it can die down after 2 days. It dies down after 2 days, but it doesn't die down on 107.1 FM. It doesn't. We keep these things in the forefront. We remind you guys daily as to what is happening. We don't forget about things. We just don't. Right around the lane, we do not forget about things at all. Right, Wayne Caesar? We absolutely do not forget about things. We remind people. Let's see what Morna, Grandma, I always laugh at that name. Morna, Grandma, Morna, and all kind of things. Grandma, Morna is saying she will be back to visit her godchild. Oh, no, okay. Let us see what Paula Pollard is saying. The fat guy gonna cry. Hey, y'all guy isn't easy, you know. Yeah, not easy at all. Let's see what Rhonda Lane is saying here. Good riddance. Oh, gosh, Rhonda don't make joke, you know. Rhonda don't make joke at all. Good afternoon to Rhonda and the folks over in Amsterdam. Rhonda always ensure that she stands up and she represents the people of Amsterdam and the people of Guyana. She, you know, she don't make joke. As they say in Guyana, she mouth hot in a good way. All right, Mr. Wayne Caesar, how are you doing, sir? So let's get back to the Home Affairs Permanent Secretary. She's still there. No press conference. She hasn't gone. I do believe that the opposition, they need to intensify this, situation with this lady. They just need to intensify this situation. They've got to intensify the situation with this woman. She should not be there as the permanent secretary. She just should not be there at all. And it's an I-pass to the entire nation that she is still there. It is an I-pass to the entire nation. She's got to go. She has to go. The other thing, sorry about that guy. It so happened that I said the other thing, and Operator Lemon just did this to me when I said thing, the other thing. But then again, since we're dealing with this particular individual now, the local government elections are around the corner. We're not seeing that they're not having meetings with the opposition leader or a team from the opposition. We saw in the past the PPPC always barge into GCOM's office to meet with these folks, but we're not seeing these sort of actions by the opposition. The opposition just can't sit back and say, oh, we will depend on our 3 opposition commissioners to report back to us. No, get that meeting. right, even if you got to write and put it publicly that you want to meet with the chairman of the Guyana Elections Commission to sit one-on-one or personally and let them know how you feel. Don't just depend on the commissioners. It's just not going to work like that. But what else we can talk about? Because I still this matter, right? This is a security guard. Sarwan's father, I'm told, it's Sarwan's father's security firm. All these people, everybody waking up and they get a security firm. As long as you connect it to the PPP and they give any lagu bagu, they give them guns to walk around with. Now, this little picklehead guy has a gun, all because something happened at the drive-through of or the parking lot of Starbucks. He didn't like something. He decided to walk out of his car, step out of his car, and draw his gun. We haven't heard anything about this story. He hasn't been arrested or nothing. We're not hearing anything because the media houses, most of them are paid for and bought by the PPPC regime. That is what they do. They have criminals like Kwame. They have criminals, convicts like Kwame, like Jason Abdullah, and these convicts. That is what they do. They go around with bags of money and they bribe people and they buy people. That is what they do. And so that's why you're not going to be seeing these things in the media, certain media houses. And it also is the reason why they wanted to hijack the Guyana Press Association. It didn't work so that they can control the narrative. It is just not working for them on social media, and they will never beat us on social media. Never. Now, this guy has not been charged. Again, this guy has not been charged. But the police don't want to come out in here. They don't want to tell you anything about that. But yet some guy, of course, this woman here, Barbara Chicken Pilgrim, and he was slapped with several charges and placed on $30,000 bail. You see how they operate, right? That was basically to say to Barbara Chicken Pilgrim that we are going to protect you, right? When in fact they have no respect, they have no use for her after the local government elections. She'll probably move out from Bryman's-Orville, where she just recently rented a room or something like that. She get kicked out from Tuckborough Park, move over to Ryman's. She might got to go to Cowdam. Then she might got to go to Mount Sinai or somewhere. Mount Sinai, not the hospital, but that little area out there in New Amsterdam or somewhere. Go at the back of Stanley Tong. When you go in Stanley Tong on the southern side, the left side, just somewhere there. A little piece of pasture somewhere, wherever it is. And then when we go to Georgetown, look at what they get this other mayor doing: cleaning gutters, cleaning drains, going out in the communities and rounding these folks up, rounding them up and putting them in drains and gutter to clean it for $300 and $200. $300 and $200 per day. That is what they're doing to these people. And then you expect people to embrace the PPP as they want people to believe? No, it is not happening at all. It is not happening. So put off your fighting gloves for now. Take off your boxing gloves for now. We know that there are some folks in the coalition that we want to box. You know what I mean? Some of them see this thing as a pageantry, a pageant show, a beauty contest, put on the makeup, do up the hair, come and smile and fool us, or put on some tie and come and sit and fool us. But take off your boxing gloves for now. Let us get through with the local government elections. And then we got to fight and weed out the lazy ones in the coalition and prepare for a coalition, that is, a coalition as we approach into the general and regional elections. It's got to be a coalition. There's got to be a coalition. Got to be. Exactly. People are getting on to what the PPP is up to. They're rounding them up. They're rounding them up. Rounding them up like cattle and paying them $300 and $400 per day. $300 and $400 per day. That is what they do. I see some folks are surprised. $300 and $400 per day. If you're lucky, you might get $1,000 or $1,500. That is what they're doing. Is this what they call a bright future for the people of Guyana? They're not. Every single day, the PPP wants they broadcast that they get some new business coming into Guyana. You know what happens when those new business? I see there's a company out of Texas, they're an oil company that has had problems, racial discrimination problems, and so forth. They're currently doing business in Guyana, out of Texas. Do you know what they do? The PPP, all these businesses that are coming into Guyana, they have to have a couple of the PPP folks on the board. And so the PPP, they capitalize on that. Their folks make a heck of a lot of money. Their friends and cronies in the private sector commission and so forth. And so they put those photographs out to let you think that business is really booming in Guyana, when in fact it's not. Jack Davis saying that chicken is plentiful. Lots of chicken. Yeah, we know chicken. We get lots of chicken at the office of the president. He is one of them. Fowl, a big fowl. They've got lots of chicken at Freedom House and these places. At the end of the day, when you got all these chickens, as Jack Deere, a big fowl, is saying, that's in the country, you have no jobs, you have nothing really to give the people. Where are they going to get the money from to buy chicken? They don't even have money to buy baigan so that they can make choka. They don't even have money so that they can buy guinea. A lot of people right now are basically going to the market not to buy. They're going there to taste and buy. And then they taste without buying. And, you know, some of us have done that before. Sorry, you see, blackout in Guyana. You guys saw for yourselves, right? Blackout in Guyana. Blackout in Guyana. Supposed to be Dubai, a beautiful country, rich. Blackout in Guyana. Blackout. Every minute of the day, blackout. Blackout. These people are fraudsters, man. When they come and talk to you, chase them. Don't stand up. Don't give them no time of the day. Because, you know, when they come in, like, for example, when they roll up in Linden, they roll up in Linden with bus full of people, 2, 3 buses, 4 buses. They pay people to go there at their meetings. Nobody really wants anything to do with the PPP. Somebody sent me a message this morning telling me that somebody, according to the PPP propaganda news, somebody crossed over named Don Chapman. And these people are that. What can they do? One guy in Plaisance is now with the PPP, a PPP candidate. Look at all of the candidates. One time wanted for drugs, charged for drugs, all manner of things, big gambling problem, all manner of things. Are those the people that they expect to influence voters? Some of them are saying young people don't care about corruption, and young people care about corruption. And we will ensure that those who are turning a blind eye do not turn a blind eye. Because you cannot have a corrupt regime. You cannot have a racist regime being there. They're not going to care about you. Come after elections, they will throw you guys away like lapclat or extra baby water in a little tub, as we used to call it, bakey. They're going to done with you. And the funny thing is, when they're done with you, you left with what? You left with a dingy red T-shirt, or you left with a face that they put as a tattoo on you. All right. I've got to go, guys. Hopefully, we will carry the AFC's press conference. Hopefully, it's at 4 o'clock. We carry everything for people, man. We don't care. Right, Brenda? We've got to carry it. This is a fight that we cannot give up. Whether they like us or not in the coalition, we will carry their stuff. It's not about us. It's about you. It's about the country. The country is bigger than any one of us. And that is why my gloves are off for the local government elections. My gloves are off, but they will be back on. Because those who will be elected as councillors and mayors and deputy mayors for the APNU AFC. Forget the AFC, they run away. The APNU PNC, they will have to work for you. We will make them work. This is our parliament. All right, guys, I've got to go for now, though. I'll be back maybe later on during the day, but definitely I'll be back at 9 p.m. this evening. 9 o'clock this evening. I'll see if our attorney, Shelon Washington, has some time. Maybe we'll have Annette Ferguson or someone. We'll have someone to come on and chat with us as to what's happening in Guyana. But before we go, we spoke about this guy, Orwin Bacchus, and we asked whether he's still in jail or not. As far as we are aware, there has been no trial for him. He's in jail for a capital offense of murder. And according to our sources, he's not in prison. And if our source is correct, then the Ministry of Home Affairs, headed by Robeson Ben, should give some answers as to whether this guy is in prison or not. And if he's not in prison, then why is he not in prison? Orwin Bacchus is the brother of Clifton Bacchus, the owner of Sleeping Hotel. Sleeping Hotel. The other thing that hasn't made the news is Rondell Bacchus. Rondell Bacchus was charged. Gun, ammunition, and drugs. And you haven't seen this in the news. Rondell Bacchus was accused of murdering Ricardo Fagundes. Rondell Bacchus is, according to information, is back in jail. But you're not seeing that. He was caught with a gun, allegedly. But nothing you guys are seeing. Absolutely nothing. Ask yourselves this question. Why? Why aren't you seeing anything? Why? And whilst the police have not mentioned publicly whether they've questioned this guy, Mohammed, for the murder of Fagundes, or his bodyguard, whether they have questioned his bodyguard or not, we see Mohammed running around, gone back again, giving out a little donation and probably trying to get up little sympathy and all these different things. All right. We'll be back tonight, 9 p.m. sharp. And for all those of you who tuned in, guess what? Thank you all for tuning in. God bless you. See you. And for those who are attending the farewell party of the Ambassador Sarah Ann Lynch, you guys have a good, jolly time. And have fun, guys. See you guys later on this evening. God bless you.
Hello, this is attorney Shelon Washington, owner and founder of the Washington Law Firm, located at 455 Utica Avenue in Brooklyn, New York. We're specialized in medical malpractice, personal injuries, matrimonial law, and landlord and tenant. If you're in need of legal representation, please give us a call today. The number to call is 718-877-3100. Consultation is free at no cost to you. So call us today to see if we can be of any assistance to your legal needs. Again, the phone number to call us is 718-877-3100.